Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest transfer rumours and gossip. This is currently the fourth video I currently done today right now. So I've been looking at some more transfer rumours that's been going on. You know, it's hotting up now, obviously, as we all know, because the current transfer window is open. So there's lots to discuss. I'm going to start off with Arsenal's transfer news, as you all currently know, because you can see my headline, and I've been potentially discussing about this, you know, for the last couple of days about Aaron Ramsey, you know, Arsenal. So reportedly, yes, so Arsenal did win today. The results: Arsenal won 4-1 today. I think Leicester won at Everton by 1-0 as the last saw. Tottenham were beating Cardiff 3-0 as well. They are the only three league games today as well. So we'll get straight into it now. Arsenal know where their problems lie, as we all know. As they all know, Aaron Ramsey is guaranteed to leave the club. I don't think he'll be leaving in this January transfer window. I think he'll be waiting till his current contract comes to a conclusion. Then he will be deciding to make the move. Aaron Ramsey, reportedly in the press, he's negotiations with 5 clubs because they've expressed the interest in Aaron Ramsey. So it's reportedly mentioned that Juventus have reportedly he's favoured to go to Juventus because I think he actually prefers the move to Juventus. But he's been in discussions with Bayern, Inter Milan, PSG, and Real Madrid in the current process. So he has been in negotiations with quite a lot of teams. But it reportedly said, it actually said in the press in the last couple of days, Juventus have reached an agreement to get him on a free transfer in the summer, reportedly. So I think he will stay until the summer, then have him leave, because we know that he's not going to be getting a new contract, because it's blatantly Arsenal told him he's not going to be getting a new contract with Arsenal, Aaron Ramsey. But reportedly, it said in the media, according to the Italian press, that reportedly it says Juventus are willing to offer him £7 million per season. Offering £7 million per season, a salary of around £138,000 a week, and plus a 4-year contract as well, reportedly. So reportedly, according to Sky Sports, he prefers the move to Juventus, does Aaron Ramsey. So potentially Arsenal have to find replacements, as we all know, because they've had the years out of Aaron Ramsey. You know, he's grown and developed very, very well as Aaron Ramsey. Even though he knows he's leaving, he knows he's going to be leaving. He's featured in the majority of the Arsenal games this season. He would possibly go in this window if Arsenal were to get an acceptable fee for him. You know what Arsenal would be demanding for him, which probably would be around £40 million. You know, for Aaron Ramsey. But he's been at Arsenal 10 years now, or something like. Oh, is it more than 10 years? He's made over 2 century appearances, and he has been a key player for Aaron Ramsey. You know, he's a good box-to-box midfielder, as we all currently know. He plays very, very direct, does Aaron Ramsey, but he's grown and developed very, very well. He's Premier League proven, and as I said, you know, he scored in 2 FA Cups finals for Arsenal. You know, he's won 3 FA Cups with Arsenal as well as Aaron Ramsey, and he actually began his career, you know, with Cardiff, reason up their youth system, you know, for like 8 years or so. I think he only made 22 appearances for Cardiff, but he became the youngest first-team player with Cardiff as well. And potentially, I think he went on a loan deal with Nottingham Forest, did Aaron Ramsey. He's been potentially Manchester United and also to Liverpool have been interested in him in the past. And he's a very, very good box-to-box midfielder, is Aaron Ramsey. But reportedly, Juventus are the favourites to get him. So potentially Arsenal will want to eye out replacements for him, because we know Arsenal have got a lot of injury problems at the moment. They've got a lot of players injured, and obviously Ozil's future's still uncertain. You know, Welbeck's going to be set to leave as well, because obviously he's out for the season anyway. So Umremme, as I said, I don't think he was backed enough during the course of last summer. He did get 5 players in, you know, to be quite fair. You know, they do remember, but he wasn't backed enough. He didn't get the right amount of funds, but he's looking to strengthen up in this January transfer window. And these key areas in their Arsenal team that need strengthening up. They've got to strengthen up the back line. I think they need a defender. Reportedly, they've looked at Gary Cahill. Reportedly, a lot of Arsenal fans would have wanted him in. I think potentially they do need a wing as well, but attacker they look very, very good. They've got Aubameyang and Lacazette that can score them goals, and they lead the lines fantastically well, and they've got good pace, and you know they have been delivering the goods for Arsenal, as we all know. But as I said, there's a few potential targets that Arsenal have looked into, you know, to think about a replacement for Aaron Ramsey. One of them was actually Denis Suarez, the current Barcelona midfielder. He's a youngster. Reportedly, it came out in the press a couple of weeks ago that Arsenal were linked to him, because obviously he's unsettled at Barcelona. And currently Denis Suarez, his representatives, has been negotiations about getting him a move from Barcelona, because obviously he's not first choice Barcelona, Denis Suarez, as we all currently know. But reportedly, it said a couple of weeks ago in the media that reportedly Arsenal had been offered the player in a cut price deal for just £14 million. So basically, I think Barcelona said that he can actually leave. Barcelona said to Denis Suarez he can actually leave for £14 million. But Arsenal, he's a youngster. I think he's Premier League before, hasn't he? He was actually in Manchester City's youth career. He played for Man City in his youth career, didn't he? He's also actually played under Ramsey in the past when he was on that loan deal, that loan move with Sevilla. He was on a loan move. He was on loan with Sevilla, so he's had a bit of experience, of working with Ramsey. I think he also played for the Barcelona boys as well. He also played for the Celta Vigo reserve team. I think he actually played for the Barcelona reserve team. I think he played for Man City in his senior career, but I don't think he ever played a competitive match. Did the player? To be quite honest with you. And he's also been Villarreal as well as the current player. So potentially he's had experience of working with Ramsey as Denis Suarez. So he's been potentially targeted by Arsenal. Would Arsenal want him in? He's 20. How old is he? 24 years of age. He's still in his prime, and he's played in the Premier League before. I don't even know if he actually played for Man City in his senior career. He did say he played for them, but I don't know if he actually played a competitive match with Manchester City. But I know he played for them in his youth career. Did Denis Suarez? To be quite honest with you, so potentially Arsenal have targeted him. Another potential target Arsenal have targeted is that Ever Banger, that Sevilla player. But reportedly, his current representatives had been in London to negotiate a deal. Reportedly, he's got around an 18 million release clause as the player. Reportedly, from the player's perspective, he doesn't want to leave Sevilla, does the player, because this is now his second spell with Sevilla, as we all know. He won the Europa League. He's won the Europa League twice. He's actually worked with Ramsey in the past as well. He's been on loan deals like Newell Old Boys and Atletico Madrid, and he had one season with Inter Milan. But potentially, I think he was at Valencia quite a lot of years. He made 162. He played 162 games for Valencia. Began his career with Boca Juniors, as we all know, and he's an attacking midfielder. And I think he's around 30 years of age. So Arsenal have targeted him as a replacement as well for the likes of Aaron Ramsey or Ozil as well. But potentially that could be a blow, because potentially I think the player wants to stay with Sevilla. The latest report I read about that. The latest report about that as well. We know Ousmane Dembele. Arsenal would like to actually get Ousmane Dembele, into their team. He's mainly a winger. He can play up front as well. Can Barcelona Ousmane Dembele? He's had a pretty difficult time. With Barcelona. He's been struggling to get minutes under his belt. He's obviously known for injuries as well with Barcelona. He had an injury in his first season. Where he won the La Liga and Copa del Rey. Barcelona paid €106 million for him from Borussia Dortmund. As we all currently know, he was at Rennes as a youngster as well, and he's only 21 years of age. He's Ousmane Dembele, and he has expressed a few interest from quite a few teams. He obviously has a good relationship with Aubameyang and Lacazette, who obviously are at Arsenal now. And potentially, I don't think Barcelona will be willing to do any business in this window. But they would demand anyway that they at least want around €100 million for Ousmane Dembele, because he has got pace, he can create chances, and he can score goals, because he has proven it with Barcelona. When he has been fully fit and when he has been getting some minutes, he can prove that he can score goals. Ousmane Dembele, and he's obviously an ex-Borussia Dortmund player, as we all know, and he won the Pokal Cup with Borussia Dortmund. Did Ousmane Dembele, but that's the type of player Arsenal would really, really want, because they are in search of a winger, Arsenal, as we all know. But, would they take Denis Suarez as a replacement for Aaron Ramsey? We know there's actually, they've been interested in Christian Pepe, Nicolas Pepe, that Lille player. They've been interested in him. They've also been interested in Christian Pavon, as we all know as well. He's got a 40-odd million release clause. But yeah, Arsenal are aware that Adrien Rabiot is available now, because obviously PSG, the director, blatantly told him that he's not going to be signing a new contract with PSG. The director's told him he's not going to be signing a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain. Potentially, he isn't signing a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain because he's refused to sign a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain as Adrien Rabiot. But as I said, the PSG director said he won't be playing again unless he signs a new contract. There's been a few teams actually interested in Adrian Rabiot, and Arsenal, would think he'd be a good replacement for Aaron Ramsey, because he is still kind of like in his prime. He's grown and developed very, very well. He's been at mainly Paris Saint-Germain, the majority of his career. As I said, he got into the senior team in 2012. He's won like 16 major honours with Paris Saint-Germain, made about 148 appearances, and he's been a full international like since 2016. As Adrian Rabiot, he's won 16 honours, including like 4 League One titles and a treble in 2015-16 as well. But reportedly he got banned from the Paris Saint-Germain changing room. But reportedly he comes to an end of his contract in the summer. Does the play? There's been no sign of him signing a new contract with Paris Saint-Germain, Adrian Rabiot. But Arsenal would potentially, if they had the chance, maybe go for him. I don't know if Arsenal have made any inquiries about going for him, but they think potentially he'd be a good replacement for Aaron Ramsey. As I said, Ozil's future is still uncertain. As I said, I don't know what's going to be happening with him, whether he's going to be staying or going, because obviously it did, according to the press, say he was injured for a long time, Mesut Ozil, as we all currently know. He's injured for a long time, Mesut Ozil. So potentially, yeah. So saying about Adrian Rabiot, reportedly it did say Barcelona have been in for him. Reportedly, Barcelona have denied an illegal approach for Adrian Rabiot, reportedly. And allegedly, it did say Barcelona had come to an agreement to get Adrian Rabiot, according to the media. But reportedly, he says Tottenham have been interested, but he's not interested in making the Tottenham move, reportedly. But reportedly, it says Liverpool have been interested now, so they actually could reunite their interest in Adrian Rabiot. Reportedly, Liverpool have held negotiations, have scheduled meetings, to have plans to probably try and sign Adrian Rabiot from Paris Saint-Germain. Reportedly, Liverpool have been interested in him, reportedly as well. So potentially, as I said, he's available, as we all know. But yeah. So there's a lot of transfer rumours, going on now, as I currently said, and there's a lot of transfer rumours going on now, as I currently said. So reportedly, Liverpool have been interested in Adrian Rabiot as well, so I think they're preparing to have negotiations. But Liverpool have still got a few potential targets, as we all know. Jurgen Klopp spent £171 million last summer. He's got a great team, and I think he's going to win the league with Liverpool this season, because he has got the managerial experience, winning the league twice with Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. But potentially he's got that win mentality. He's got a good squad. He's got a great attacking tree with Salah, Firmino, and Mane, as we all know. They addressed their deficiencies, in defence, and that they got that signing of Virgil van Dijk, and they got, that goalkeeper, Allington, as well, did Liverpool. So I think they could, win it this season, to be quite honest with you. I think Salah, for me, is the best player in the Premier League. Shaqiri's in very, very impressive form. So potentially, they don't need any signings, Liverpool. We know that they've been still potentially making inquiries about Christian Pulisic, as we all know. But obviously, I think Chelsea are a monster favourites to go on and sign Christian Pulisic, because it said reportedly Chelsea had come to an agreement to sign Christian Pulisic. Reportedly, it said personal terms have been agreed, and reportedly it said, it's been agreed that £45 million fee has been agreed between Chelsea and Borussia Dortmund. A few media outlets have actually confirmed it. According to the German press, reportedly Chelsea have agreed this, a £45 million transfer for Pulisic, because obviously Borussia Dortmund made it clear that they're not willing to do any business in the January transfer window. They want to keep him until the end of the season, as the Borussia Dortmund director confirmed. But Liverpool still being in there. Klopp's obviously worked with the player in the past, as we all know, so he's probably keen on reuniting with the player. But they won't be too bothered on losing out on him anyway, because they've got Shaqiri in that there. So potentially, they're not that desperate to get Pulisic. But as I said, Arsenal reportedly recently had the £35 million bid turned down for the player. He's under contract with Dortmund, as we all know, till 2020. He's progressing up the ranks very, very well. He's out of favour now with Borussia Dortmund, as we all know. And he's been in the senior squad since 2016, and he's only 20 years of age. So he has grown and developed very, very well. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him. But Chelsea have been in negotiations, as we all know, with Borussia Dortmund. So Chelsea potentially need him, because Xavi still wants to get a centre forward in this window. I think he wants to get a defender in as well, because Chelsea have got quite a few players, that could lead. They've got Eden Hazard, obviously their best player. His future still uncertain. Chelsea have been in talks of signing him a new deal. It hasn't happened yet, because he hasn't really fully committed his future. He's made over the century. He's scored over the century goals now for Chelsea, as we all know. He's been at Chelsea, since 2012, as Eden Hazard, as we all know. His close ball control is very, very good. He's good in the air. He's good at leading the lines, as we all know, and he's good at scoring goals, and he's really, really fast on the ball. And potentially, he is one of the best players in the Premier League. He's Eden Hazard as well. No, and Chelsea know how much of an essential player he is. You know, mainly Sarri recently has been just putting him up front, and he's been dropping Giroud, and he hasn't been playing Morata, as we all know. So, but his future's still uncertain at this moment. He's Eden Hazard, but Real Madrid are linked with him. You know, Callum Hudson as well, 18-year-old, no sign of him signing a new contract. He's going to be definitely leaving. I think he'll leave Chelsea. Chelsea recently just turned down a bid, reportedly, but he's not getting the game time that he wants. Reportedly, Chelsea beat Watford 2-1. Reportedly, he come off in that game because he suffered a hamstring injury. You've got Morata. I think Morata's going to be definitely leaving as well because obviously he's not Sarri's number one choice, as we all know. You know, Gary Cahill could maybe leave. You know, we heard the rumours about Fabregas. He's going to be actually leaving Chelsea as well. So Chelsea have got a few players that are going to leave. It looks realistic. There's a few players that are going to leave Chelsea. So Chelsea obviously are going to have to identify replacements, as they all couldn't know. But you know they could be on the brink of signing Pulisic in the current summer. But he's rated at around 50-60 million pounds anyway. Is Christian Pulisic. So he's rated at around 50-60 million pounds anyway. So potentially, if you heard that I told you earlier on, guys, as I said about Cesc Fabregas, the current Chelsea midfielder, he's been playing English football now for like 12 years, or is it more than 12 years, or something like that. Reportedly, Fenerbahce have showed their interest in Cesc Fabregas. Reportedly, obviously, he's wanting to make his 500th English club appearance. That's including his days at Arsenal as well. So it will be 500 appearances when he makes one more appearance, and he wants to make this 500th appearance. And he wants to make this 500th appearance before he does leave Chelsea. He ain't staying in English football. I think he's going elsewhere. I think he's going abroad. He's Cesc Fabregas, but reportedly Fenerbahce have been interested. It's also said that AC Milan have been interested in Cesc Fabregas as well. So potentially Cesc Fabregas, as we all know, since he's been at Chelsea, you know, he's won the FA Cup with them, he's won the Premier League with them, and he won the League Cup in his first season with them. As we all know, you know, he's Spanish. You know, for Spain, he won the FIFA World Cup, won 2 European Championships, as we all know. But, you know, he's grown and developed very, very well. Fabregas become an absolutely fantastic midfielder, as we all know. You know, he actually began his career with Barcelona, risen up the ranks with Barcelona. He left at 16, you know, he had then 8 years with Arsenal. FA Cup and that with Arsenal. He's broken several club records, as says Fabregas as well, and he was there 8 years. Then Barcelona actually paid £35 million for him. He had a 3-year spell with Barcelona. He won the La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the Super Cup, 2 Spanish Super Cups as well, and he won the FIFA Club World Cup as well. Did Cesc Fabregas, and then potentially then Chelsea paid £30 million for him from Barcelona. He used to play alongside Xavi and Iniesta at Barcelona, but Chelsea then paid £30 million for him. As we all know, and he's been at Chelsea since 2014 now as Cesc Fabregas, but he's only got 6 months left on his deal. He isn't going to be signing a new deal with Chelsea, so he's going to potentially leave Chelsea, is Cesc Fabregas. So potentially also being mentioned in the media that Chelsea have been linked with Real Madrid's Isco. Now, a few teams have reportedly been interested in Isco. I think he's good, he's strong, he's quick, he's very, very good in the air. He's Isco. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play, as we all know, and he's grown and developed very, very well, Isco. According to the media yesterday that I did read in the press, that reportedly Chelsea were preparing to pay up to £75 million for him, plus offer him around a £250,000 a week salary. But reportedly, well, he's actually reportedly Man United have actually held talks with his current representatives, but reportedly he wants to move to Paris Saint-Germain. That I heard did Isco, but he does want to make the move from Real Madrid because he's potentially told this to his current father that actually acts like his agent. But Isco reportedly Chelsea now, the deal they've pulled out of it now, so the deal's going to come to a conclusion anyway. Chelsea probably won't be signing now, according to the media, because Chelsea were willing to pay £75 million for him. But obviously, something to do with wage demands. What the current his representatives were demanding a bigger wage increase for the player, and this is what put Chelsea off signing the player. So that could come to a conclusion. But he does want to make the move from Real Madrid. Does Isco, as we all know. I think he's got a £600 million release clause in his actual contract. He's under contract Madrid till 2022. But he does want to make the move because he's unhappy under Santiago Solari. Is Isco, because he's not getting the game time. He's fallen down the pecking order. Is Isco, and it would be good for him to come and experience the Premier League because he's a great creative midfielder. and I'd love him, you know, at Manchester United. You know, Isco, he'd be absolutely fantastic. You know, if you put him alongside Paul Pogba, two players with a lot of tenacity, quick on the ball, movement, can create as well, and can provide. And Isco would be absolutely fantastic. Reportedly, he's been linked with a move to Manchester City as well as Isco. You know, imagine putting him alongside Kevin De Bruyne, you know, and all that, and putting, you know, in the Manchester City team, you know, with likes of Aguero in there and Sane. You know, City have got a fantastic team. But yeah, so there's been rumours going on about Isco, but reportedly Chelsea have opted out of the race now to get Isco because something to do with they're demanding a bigger wage increase for the player. It's put Chelsea off getting Isco, but Chelsea have been linked to him. But you know, Sarri's plans was actually to partner Isco with Eden Hazard. That was actually Chelsea's plans, as I currently said. But, you know, the rumours going on, you know, about Alvaro Morata. I definitely think, you know, Alvaro Morata is going to definitely leave Chelsea without a shadow of a doubt because he's unsettled. As I said, he's no longer Sarri's choice. You know, Chelsea paid £60 million for him and he hasn't really made an impact, you know, since he's come to the Premier League as Alvaro Morata, as we all know. You know, he spent most of his playing career with Real Madrid. As I said, when he was young in his prime, he had 2 seasons with Juventus as well, did Alvaro Morata. But as I said, there's been talks of Morata and Gonzalo Higuain as a swap deal. But obviously, Sarri's actually keen on getting Gonzalo Higuain because potentially Gonzalo Higuain, you know, used to work under Sarri. You know, Sarri's keen on reuniting with Gonzalo Higuain. He's on loan at AC Milan at the moment, reportedly. The AC Milan director has confirmed Chelsea have not made any approach on an initial offer yet for the player, but Chelsea have been in touch with Juventus and AC Milan, as we all currently know. But he's got a great pedigree. You know, he's proven to be a prolific goal scorer, as we all know. You know, he did it at Juventus. We know now he's on loan at AC Milan. AC Milan had to pay a fee of around 16-17 million, you know, to get the player on loan. But he was very, very good during his 6 years around Madrid as a youngster, scored loads of goals there, and he did well. You know, he had a good 3 year with Napoli as well, scored 36 goals in one season. I think that was the season, you know, when Sarri actually was managing then. And he was good at Juventus as well, and Juventus had to fork out £78 million for the player, as we all currently know. Now potentially he's at AC Milan on loan, but he is like 31 years of age now. He's Gonzalo Higuain. I think he would deliver the goods to Chelsea, but obviously they may not get Gonzalo Higuain. But I think he did say Gonzalo Higuain he would be keen on making the move to Stamford Bridge, so he has actually been a potential Chelsea transfer target as well. Reportedly, you know, Marco Orphanich has been mentioned as well. You know, reportedly Chelsea have seen him as an alternative if they fail in their pursuit of Gonzalo Higuain. Marco Orphanich is Premier League proven, and he's a very, very good player. He's Marco Orphanich, and I think he'd deliver the goods for Chelsea. You know, actually Manchester United, we actually were linked with him last year because there were rumours coming out early last year sometime that he actually wanted to leave West Ham. His representatives confirmed he wanted to leave West Ham because he said he wanted to play amongst better players and play in Champions League football. And this is what Marco Orphanich had said. And, you know, he can be a good player. He can lead the lines very, very good. He can score goals, as he has proven in the Premier League. How long's he been in the Premier League now? Is it about... I think he's been in the Premier League about 5 years now, is it? Something like that. This including his time with Stoke, and now obviously he's at West Ham. I think he's been at West Ham since like 2017 now, as Marco Orphanich. I think for Stoke he scored like 26 goals, was it, in 145 appearances or something like that. But as I said, Marco Orphanich actually, you know, played for FC20, and then I think he went on loan to Inter Milan, but I think he only played 3 times then because he had an injury. You know, he was a regular, you know, for Werder Bremen. He spent 3 years in Germany with Werder Bremen as well, and then potentially, you know, went to Stoke for like 4 years. He was at Stoke 4 years as well. He did good for Stoke, and now he's at West Ham. He's Marco Orphanich. So potentially Chelsea have been interested in him as a backup option. As well. So yeah, the transfer rumours are hotting up, as we all currently know. But the main part of this video is, as I did say to you guys, is about Aaron Ramsey. Reportedly he does prefer the move to Juventus. I think it won't be till I think he's going to wait till his contract comes to an end in the summer. Then I think he's going to leave then, Aaron Ramsey. But there's been a lot of teams that have expressed the interest in him. As I did mention, one of Arsenal's key replacements is Denis Suarez, who I actually haven't mentioned to you ever. You know, I didn't even know much about Denis Suarez. I've just looked it up. It's from a couple of weeks ago. Reportedly, Barcelona have made it clear they're going to let him go for 14 million, and that's pretty cheap, you know, for Denis Suarez. I know he's kind of young, and Arsenal maybe would want someone more, you know, a bit more experienced than Denis Suarez, someone like Adrian Rabiot or something like that, or someone who's potentially a better footballer than Denis Suarez. As I said, well, Adrian Rabiot's in his prime as well, so potentially they are two young ones. Denis Suarez young, Adrian Rabiot's quite young as well. But then, you know, I've never watched Suarez play, so I don't really know much about him. But reportedly, Arsenal had been offered him a 14 million cut price deal, reportedly for this window. As said, yeah, he began his career with Manchester City. He also played for the Celta Vigo reserve team. He's actually played for the Barcelona reserve team as well. He's actually played with Man City in his senior career. I don't think he ever played a competitive match. You know, he's actually worked for Ramsey, you know, loan when he was on loan with Sevilla as well. The player also played for Villarreal as well, reportedly. So I don't really know much about him, but his representatives has been discussing about getting him a move out of Barcelona. So potentially Arsenal have seen an interest in him as well. As I did update you guys earlier on, as I currently said about, you know, a bit of our transfer rumours that are going on. The big breaking news are coming out today about Koulibaly, as we all currently know, who's been heavily linked with a move to Old Trafford, because I did say to you guys, you know, there's still certain areas, you know, where we have to currently strengthen up. I said, I still think we need a central defender. I still think we need a centre defensive midfielder, someone who's quick and someone who's tenacious, because Matic is slow, as we all know. Fellaini's slow, and I don't see how Fellaini fits in the new regime at Manchester United, you know, to be quite honest with you. So I think Fellaini's going to be, you know, going anywhere. But I think Rashford's a number 9, as I said. I think Martial's a left winger. Pogba, whether he's in a free role or attacking mid, he's been absolutely sensational. But he's like two players in one when he's in that kind of form. Pogba, you know, he's a 12, 15 goal player, you know, when he's playing in that kind of form. And as I said, this team, you know, will flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I currently said. But yeah, I still think there's certain areas we do need to strengthen up. As I said, you know, we've got 3 wins out of 3 now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, 12 goals scored, you know, which is very good to see. But as he updated you earlier about the Koulibaly news, as I currently said, so there were reports coming out that reportedly Koulibaly had responded to an Instagram post that Paul Pogba had put out. This has stirred suggestions up. It's lifted the mood even more now at Manchester United. So there could be some positive news about this. It says Man United are going to go for him at the end of the season. So it'll be unlikely that we get a deal done for him in this January transfer window. Reportedly, he'd replied to Paul Pogba's Instagram post saying, "Thank you for supporting me, bro. Congratulations with the victory and congratulations with the goals, and see you soon, bro." That was the exact thing that Koulibaly had currently said. So potentially that stirred suggestions up. Reportedly, he's rated at around 120 million euros, about 108 million pounds sterling. That's how much we could actually pay for him at the end of the season, as we all know, Koulibaly. But he would dramatically improve our defensive line. You know, very good. He's strong. He's quick. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play. He's very good in the air. He's still under contract with Napoli till 2023. Ed Woodward has been in actual discussions with the Napoli officials over this. But reportedly, Man United have had 3 bids now turned down for the player. The recent one was actually £95 million. This had been confirmed when Jose Mourinho, you know, was actually still in charge at Manchester United. This £95 million bid had got turned down, but it did say they rated him at around 90 million. And he adapts every area of his game very well. The Senegal international, he's one of the best central defenders out there. His versatility is very good, as well as Koulibaly's. And Napoli only paid £7 million for him from Genk, as we all know. But reportedly, he just recently suffered racial abuse, Koulibaly. But he's got good physical attributes. His passing's very good, and he'd look good if you put him alongside Lindelof and Eric Bailly. Koulibaly, as I said, you know, he'd look good. You know, as I said, you know, we've got options at that back line. As I said, you've got Phil Jones. You know, he's good when he gets them run of games, as we all know, but he is prone, as we all know. You know, and Bailly's got great potential. Lindelof's good. He's dramatically improved this season. So Koulibaly, you know, would be he'd be absolutely fantastic signing if we got him. He'd be a major signing, as we all know with Koulibaly. But there's been other options, as I said. Reportedly, Solskjaer's going to get £50 million to spend in this window. The board are backing him, as we all currently know. And I think, you know, whether we get any signings in or not, I do not know. But I think he's the right man for the job. You know, he said Solskjaer is going to give everybody the chance, including the youth. As he did say, he's going to give everybody a chance, including the youth. He did discuss about rotating. He knows the trappings of the club. He knows the traditions of the club, and he knows the club inside out because he was a great player for 11 years from 1996 to 2007, as we all currently know. You know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know, he watched some of the players grow up. You know, when he managed the Manchester United reserve team, as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and you know he's got the players playing really well, communicating, gelling together, playing good football, and you know I like his attacking philosophy. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he also likes the width as well. Does Solskjaer, and it's good to see you know fullbacks getting high up the pitch. And, you know, getting involved and central defenders galloping up the pitch as well. We look so much better. We look sharp on the ball. We look quicker. As movement on the pitch is good, especially on the width, you know, we look very good out wide as well, to be quite honest with you. I still think we do need a backup striker, you know, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But I still think Solskjaer's got to think about contract renewals, don't forget, as we all know, because I still think, you know, these actually players that are going to leave Manchester United, as we all currently know. But yeah, and as I currently said, he's happy fulfilling the managerial role, Solskjaer. He said he would love the job on a full-time basis, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He said that's something he would love, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's had a bit of manager experience, you know, he's managed, obviously, Cardiff, he didn't do so good then. Managed Mould, you know, won 2 Norwegian titles with Mould as well, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But yeah, as I said, we've still got a few targets. So, you know, Tove Alderweireld obviously has been an option as well. He is Premier League proven, is Tove Alderweireld, as we all currently know. There's been you know, Tove Alderweireld, he isn't going to be signing a new long-term deal with Tottenham. I think he's going to leave in the summer, Tove Alderweireld, because obviously Tottenham have extended his contract until 2020. They've triggered that extension, and obviously they've included a 25 million release clause. So he's available for 25 million pounds in the summer. We may go for him in the summer because he's Premier League proven. I think he'd be a good leader in our back line with Tove Alderweireld. As I said, I do have reservations about him. He has lost the pace a little bit, Tove Alderweireld, but you know he's 29 now, isn't he, Tove Alderweireld? He's grown and developed very well, as I said. But you know, as a youngster, he won 3 titles of Ajax. As a youngster, did Tove Alderweireld, you know, that's actually where he began his career. And also, too, you know, he won the title with Atletico Madrid as well and got to Champions League final in his first season as well. And now he's been in the Premier League a good 4 or 5 year now as Alderweireld. Man United were in discussions last summer about, you know, Man United getting the player on the board, but Tottenham obviously, you know, were demanding too much money for the player. But he has been a potential Manchester United target as well. And I think any player we do get, I think they're going to definitely flourish under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. And if it's a young player we get, he's going to grow and develop under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But as I said, we've got Newcastle tomorrow, as we all currently know. I think he's going to bring Phil Jones and Darmian into the team tomorrow. As I said, Bay is suspended for 2 or 3 games. That's a shame to see. As we all know, that's a shame to see. But I think Phil Jones and Darmian are coming in the team. I think Darmian will be leaving Man United. I don't see, you know, how he's going to fit in the new Man United regime. So I do think Darmian will leave. I hope Solskjaer brings Fred and Dalot into the team against Newcastle because they didn't play against Bournemouth. But he may have been at least one of them in, Fred and Dalot. You know, I think Fred needs more game time, you know, to get to his potential best. And I think, you know, Bay's going to get more game time. As I said, Fred's going to get more game time. Juan Mata's going to get more game time from the start as well. So, yeah, potentially Sanchez is going to get the chance to prove himself against Newcastle tomorrow night, as we all know. You know, he hasn't made an so far, you know, Alexis Sanchez, as we all know, but he will get the chance to prove himself tomorrow against Newcastle, as we all know, and see how he establishes himself, because he has got pace, he can create chances, you know, as he did, you know, prove with Arsenal, and he's, like, Premier League proven, is Alexis Sanchez, you know. But yeah, I still think we need a winger. I think we need a centre defensive mid, and I still think we need a central defender, and potentially I still think we need a backup striker. You know, to be quite honest with you, you know, in my opinion. I still potentially think we need a centre defensive mid, because I've seen a few defensive midfielders out there. We've got Matic. I've got reservations about him. He's slow on the ball. He's the Nemanja Matic, as we all know. But as I said, that Tango Ndombele, that Lyon player, is compassive. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play as well, and he'd be a very, very good signing if we were to get him in defensive midfield. As we all currently know, Tango Ndombele. There's been a few teams actually being interested in that Tango Ndombele, as we all currently know. I think recently City have just had a £45 million bid turned down for him as well. But yeah, he'd be really, really good as well. But there's still certain areas I've pinpointed out, where we do actually need to strengthen up, as I said. And I think Lukaku could, dramatically get better under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As I said, I think he will get better under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer under Lukaku. I know he struggled with consistency this season. He hasn't been on form. As we said, he was injured early on this season, and he's proven to be a prolific goal scorer in the Premier League, I know. But he did score against Bournemouth. He came as a substitute and scored against Bournemouth, as we all currently know. So he may start scoring goals now, Romelu Lukaku, hopefully. But as I said, it was, Pogba's been absolutely fantastic. As I said, he will be staying at United now. He's been scoring goals. He's been providing assists. His movement's been fantastic. He's expressed himself well. He's, the combination's been, very, very good as well. So this is a total different Man United team. A lot of money's been invested in it, but now we're playing the United way. We're playing the way that we used to play under Alex Ferguson, as I said. This year now, 2019, my expectations is to get us back up there competing, the likes of City and Liverpool, and get us up there challenging for major honours. As I currently said, as I currently said, but the main part of this video, as I did update you, is mainly about Arsenal's Aaron Ramsey. He's going to be leaving. I don't know if it will be in this window. If Arsenal get a fee that they are willing to accept, then he probably will go in this January window. But I think Juventus are actually keen on getting him when his contract actually expires at the end of the season, Aaron Ramsey. But Arsenal have had good years out of Aaron Ramsey. As we all know, they've had him a long, long time, and he's grown and developed very, very well. He's a good box-to-box midfielder, Aaron Ramsey, as we all know. So yeah, potentially he's guaranteed to leave. I'm not too sure what's going on with Ozil. Obviously, he's found it difficult this season. He hasn't really adapted himself under Emery, so he has had a difficult season. He had a good start to the season, but recently, he's been suffering injury problems. I think he's injured now. He was injured early on in the season, but he still is Premier League proven, Mesut Ozil. There's been a few teams reportedly interested in him, so his future's still uncertain. With Arsenal, he may stay, may go. I do not know. So anyway, that's transfer news update today. We will be back tomorrow with some more live videos. Of course, we'll be giving you the match reaction after the Newcastle game, as we always do on this channel. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye.